the era that we're going through with Bitcoin today is very reminiscent of the era that I went through with the democratization of equity trading. Remember, equity trading was largely accessible only by the elite. And if you wanted to gain access, you paid a broker, you paid a registered investment advisor, you paid a mutual fund at the time, what have you. And even if you were very sophisticated, you paid a professional money manager or you paid a hedge fund to gain access to this market. But no one really had access directly except the elite. The electronic movement changed that. Starting in late 1980s, the new order handling rules that took place in 1994 changed that. And decimalization changed that. The internet changed that. So I would say the internet first and then decimalization. And all of those different movements, which incorporates regulatory changes, which incorporates technological advancements such as electronic access. And think about this, Bitcoin is providing electronic access to global property. Like, we've moved property from analog to digital, just like we moved access to equity markets from analog, having a relationship with someone on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, to electronic access from a freaking computer. Really? New order handling rules in 1994 allowed for every individual on planet, or at least every US American citizen, to gain access to the American market via their own computers and not via a licensed order taker. That's in 1994. And think about the regulatory changes that allows for your regular individual to now gain access to Bitcoin through a big spot Bitcoin ETF and so forth and so on. It's so mirror-like. It's almost like I'm reliving the same freaking thing. And you know, what a lot of people don't realize, people, is how a lot of people see, because I'm older than most people who are even watching me here today. I'm older than you are. And most people, most of you who are watching don't even realize that it was not legal to use the internet for commerce until 1994. Guys, in 1994, I'm an adult. I left Wall Street in 1993 and started my own firm in late 1993 and started my own firm in 1994. In 1994 is the year that the internet, it became legal to do commerce in the United States over the internet. That's crazy. Okay. And so it's almost as if I have lived exactly what we together are living through the eyes and the occurrences via Bitcoin today. I lived this already, which perhaps is why what's happening is, I believe, is so clear, crystal clear to me. There's almost nothing different. The pattern is absolutely the same, you know? And not only did I live it as a spectator, I lived it as a participant by being one of the OGs in this space for what was commonly referred to back then as direct access trading, electronic trading, which ultimately morphed into day trading, right? Which you hear today. And so I don't feel out of water with Bitcoin. I don't feel as though Bitcoin is absolutely revolutionarily new. I feel more like Bitcoin is an extension of this movement that I've been a part of for decades already. You see, the democratization of access to public markets is what I'm an OG participant in. All right. That whole era of democratizing, lowering the barrier to entry into the equity worlds was what I was a part of. And I helped to usher that in a variety of different ways. Right. And so this is the same thing that's sort of going on now. The democratization of property rights, the democratization of ownership and control of your own money is the same thing that's going on now. And so the internet, as we know it, has revolutionized in a relatively short period of time the way almost every single human being on earth lives today. It has changed the way we think, the way we believe. It has changed everything. It's changed the human species in so many radical different ways. It's given us access to things that we would have never had access to. It has exposed us to things that we would have never been exposed to. And that has to bring about change in the species itself. It's changed the way what we believe, what we love, how we love, our relationships, our sex lives, our education, our information, our photos, our music, our movies, our entertainment. It's touched every single freaking corner of the human experience. And it's not that long, because in 1994, it became legal, at least in the United States, to use the internet from a commercial point of view. That's not that long ago. Now, to some of you, it might be, but to me, I just remember I was a burgeoning adult at that particular time. And so this movement has just taken on, this democratization movement has just taken on, has just shifted to a different frequency, for lack of a better phrase. It's not a new movement. Democratization of markets, democratization of assets, the lowering access, the lowering of the barrier to entry into greater opportunity, greater access. That's not a brand new revolutionary movement. We're just experiencing this one spirit, this one movement through the ages. And Bitcoin, the way I see it, is just a new boost in that ongoing movement throughout history. And so the internet helped us to democratize everything except money. It fell short of money. And Bitcoin, in this relay race, has taken the baton from the internet and said, I will now run the freaking leg of our race for money. It's the democratization of money. It's the democratization of property ownership for every single freaking human being on earth. There was a time in human history when you and I mean, not us specifically, but you'll understand what I'm saying, right? We were not allowed access to books. Books were hoarded by the elite class. The priests of the world would not allow the masses to have access to books. Not that they could read at the time anyway, but the printing press democratized books, access to books, did it not? It gave it was open source technology for information, knowledge. Knowledge was hoarded in this closed source system by the freaking church. Am I right? You guys know your history, right? And what happened? The democratization of knowledge. Well, the start of democratization of knowledge And this closed source system with knowledge did not stop entirely. It was just that the democratization of knowledge began with the printing press. And so the church could not stop the proliferation of books now, because anyone could now build their own printing press. You close that one down, this guy just started a new printing press. Oh, you close that one down, this guy in another country just created another printing press. Like, sound familiar? Right? Sound familiar? What we're going through now? Right? And then knowledge was still closed. Knowledge has been closed source. During my young adult life, certain level of knowledge you can only access through the Ivy League educational system. Bullshit. Closed system to knowledge, just another level. And the internet is breaking that shit up. Who needs to go into debt by $500,000 today for some Ivy League education, all of the knowledge of which is freaking keystrokes away, especially now with Chat GPT, whatever it is, AI, come on, really? That's silly. My grandkids are going to look back and say, you guys paid $500,000 to get educated by some old dudes in a building? Really? Seriously? You went into debt your whole lives for that? How stupid is that? Yeah, well, we did it for the connections. Wow. It's wild though, right? That's right. Chat BTC. That's what we need. An unbiased AI system that just has all of the BTC information on it, so that this AI system can just answer any question any human being has about BTC, but in an unbiased way. That's very difficult, right? It's very difficult.